Booyah! Tippy time, my damies, and welcome to episode, what is this, 26 of Repeatedly Interrupted. That's a lot of episodes. That's over 20. That's 6 over 20. That's like 5 fingers plus another one over 20. I graduated public school. Don't judge. Me, your host, Pootie Tang. Poo-poo Tang. Pootie. Pootie poo-poo. Pootie poo-poo. Pootie. High tension. Now, this is a movie that you either love it or you don't. And, I thought that, like, everybody would love this movie. Because when I watched it, I was like, dude, this shit's fucking nuts. It's bloody. It's gory. The unrated, you got to watch the unrated one. And this has like 3 different versions on there. I always watch the original French language director's cut version with subtitles. That's one I always watch. I don't know. It's like I've watched all of them, but that's my favorite. There's the U.S. English language dub version, and also the U.S. unrated version. But I prefer the original director's cut. I don't know. Because a lot of people, like, the main flack it gets is like, dude, like, the ending, it's like, what the fuck? Like, what's even going on? I don't even understand. Like, the ending made no sense. And it's like, it made sense. It's like they tied it all up. It's like, they just didn't sit there and explain it all flat out. Like, okay, this is what's going on. Like, usually a character walks in and be like, well, as you can see, our main antagonist, this is what's going on. It's like, oh, she's fucking nuts, and she's got split personality, and she's obviously done this before. The truck, all the different pictures of different bitches. This is not her first rodeo with this creepy shit. And it's funny, I actually saw, like, where someone commented, the ending was so unbelievable. I think it was actually, like, on Rotten Tomatoes, where someone was like, and an absolutely unbelievable ending. It's like, it's a horror flick. I don't know. Horror fiction movies tend to have a lot of shit that makes no sense happen. It's like, how many sequels to Friday the 13th Part 3 are there? How many sequels to Halloween are there? It's like these supernatural killers that just keep coming back and coming back and coming back. Is that believable? Not particularly. I would say that once somebody dies, they usually stay dead. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if that's people's qualm with it, I'm always like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a goddamn horror movie, dude. You're supposed to immediately, especially if this is not based on a true story at all, not even remotely. Not even one tidbit of it that I can tell is based on a fucking true story. Like, even the loosely based on a true story fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where even that, it's like, come on. So you have to jump into this shit with the suspension of disbelief, okay? Because it's a fucking movie, dude. And, when I saw this in Blockbuster back in the day as a previously viewed, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get this. Just that cover, man. That cover was enough for me, and also known as Haute tension, Haute. I think that's how you pronounce it, the French, because this is from France. Francois Bonaparte. And also Switchblade Romance, also known as that. But I saw the cover and I was like, all right. And I don't know, I really fucking love it. Like, the first time you watch it, you're like, what? And then the second time you're like, all right. And you really go along for the ride. At least I did, So, I think it's really good. And I like the twist. The twist didn't have to be some, like, intricate, like, well thought out, like, Sherlock Holmes type fucking twist or something. It didn't have to be that for me. It was like this isn't M. Night fucking Shyamalan where it's like, oh fuck, what? It's a slasher horror fucking twist. And I don't know, I dug it. So I'm going to go watch this movie for like the 26th time. Maybe it's the 26th. Wouldn't that be ironic? Don't you think? Yeah. I don't know, is Alanis Morissette from French Canada? We'll say she's from French Canada, so it all ties in. We'll just say that everything is somewhat French Canadian or French, just to tie it all in. Okay, well, yeah, I got the DVD. I need to get this on Blu-ray. I want to see it in high def. But yeah, I'm gonna go watch this shit again, man. I really like this movie. Unrated, and it's really bloody and really gory and really good, and it's just like, I don't know, it's fucking, there's some parts where it's fucking hardcore, man. Out in the field, shotgun, she shoots that fucking kid with the shotgun. It's like, damn, son. Or was it a rifle? I can't remember. Shotgun or a rifle or something. Anyway, Mullah Punk, I'm gonna watch High Tensions in the French with the dubs in the English. So, yeah, and I'll come back and I'll talk about bits and pieces and stuff and all the other little things and everything. And, you know, maybe I'll bring some tea and we could have a little discussion over some Earl Grey or some chamomile teas. All right. Yes. All right. Okay, Capichow, bitches. I'm gonna go watch this shit. Hi, kitchen. Fuckers. Well, Kappa fucking chow. Attention. Or should I say, La Capichow. La Capichow. Ah, man, this movie. It is like, now, I'm going to say now, I don't know, I don't remember if on the first part I gave away any spoilers, but get ready because there's going to be a ton in this one because it's just one of those movies where it's like, if you're doing an M. Night Shyamalan movie, if you're going to talk about it, it all revolves around a twist. So you're going to give some spoilers. Well, a spoiler, like, just be prepared. There's spoilers. What I love is it gives away the twist at the beginning. At the very beginning, this bitch is like, I had this dream about this and that, blah, blah. And it's like, boom. You know? And it's almost like, I don't know. It's like, I haven't watched it with the commentary to find out, like, what the director, Alexander Aja, is that how he pronounces his name? Aja or something like that. The AJA. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. And Gregory Levasseur. I'm just gonna throw that out there. If they're wrong, whatever. Then fuck, man. I gotta be close, I think. But like, I love their movies, man. I mean, fucking High Tension, the remake of The Hills Have Eyes, fucking the Piranha 3D. They did that. Mirrors was actually pretty good. I haven't seen that one in a long fucking time though. It's more subdued compared to some of their other more brutal shit. And this gets fucking brutal. The kills and the effects are fucking great in this. Regardless of what you think about the twist or whatever in the fuck, you gotta admit, the effects are fucking great. And Crawl, I thought Crawl, their newer one, was fucking pretty fucking good too. So, but there's a movie before High Tension that is really hard to find that I'm going to find by him, and I need to get this on Blu-ray. But yeah, it gives away the twist at the fucking beginning, and I gotta watch it with the commentary. So I'm just gonna make a bunch of guesses here on like what I perceive, but I could be completely fucking wrong until I watch the commentaries, and if the commentaries explain, you know, and they might not even, you know. Because they might just be talking about the bits and pieces that are happening there, but it might not get into the depth. And I haven't watched the making ofs and stuff for a really long time. There's really not even though it looks like, you can't really see that. It's pretty dark and stuff. But it looks like a lot of special features, but it's really not. It talks about the couple different versions, an introduction by Alexander and Gregory, the commentary, of course, the making of, building tension, which I think is a featurette. Then there's another one about the effects and everything else like that. Selected scenes with commentary, and just about the dub versions and the subtitles and stuff. So it's like there's like, a decent amount of normal like special features as far as like shit that was coming out around this time with like little featurettes and maybe a making of and stuff like that, and of course commentaries and all that stuff. But what I almost think is like everything that happens throughout that movie like happened to a point, but when she's talking about her dream, or like, cause at the beginning it's her running up to the car and being like, help me and everything, and then turns out it's like it's her friend, so it's Marie that actually happened to. It's almost like, is the story, is it going through her head? Are we watching it in her head after the fact? Is everything that we're seeing actually after the fact, because of that dream she had? And I don't know, it's just there. I think the one thing that kind of throws off the whole, like, because it takes multiple viewings of this movie. It takes multiple viewings of this movie to appreciate it, because the first time you watch it, it's like you hit the twist and you're like, oh shit, dude, she's that dude. It's actually her. Split personality. She was the one killing motherfuckers, But then after you got to watch it almost like, I would say at least 3 times, unless the second time you're really, really just like on it, paying attention, like, okay, where you really have to figure out when she's, I guess, her normal Alex, fucking, no, Alex is the other one. Marie is the psycho. Man, I'm sorry, I'm high, man. I don't know, man. But where was I going with it? When Marie is her, and when Marie is her alter ego dude, fucking murderer, it's like, because it plays so well the first time you watch it, where you're like, okay, it's like 2 separate people, but then you come to find out it's the one person. So you watch it again, and maybe like a third time even, where you're just really sitting there watching, and you're like, okay, at what point is she actually doing, like, is she actually her, and at what points is she actually the killer guy, And it's like, it's really blurred at times, and it's like, I think it's actually a very smart film, that maybe that's why some people don't get it, is that it comes across as a straight slasher, but it's actually very, like, very smart, very, very nicely crafted and everything, And like, let me get back to the gore. I mean, when he slices fucking Alex's mom's neck, just the way the cut looks, and then when she breathes and it opens and you kind of see it go, and the blood and everything. Oh man, that is such a great effect. The head crushing scene was a great effect and everything, and like, I mean, it was like fucking wow, and like, I think the effects are just like really great in it, and I don't know, the acting is really tight too, because I mean, it just comes across as like really, like, the whole family and everything else, everybody just comes across as like, like natural, they're very natural in their environment and the acting, so it's solid acting too, and I don't know, I really dug this movie. I'm glad that I saw the cover and was like, that looks fucked up, I'm in. And I think I read the back and I was like, all right, French, all right, yeah, I was always, well, maybe not always, but like, I got to a point where it's like, I was really trying to branch out, because I was watching a lot of like American horror and shit like that, and I started seeing some stuff that was like I'd see a foreign movie here and there or something, and I'm like, oh, okay, and started really getting into like, not being like, oh, well, I guess it better have subtitles, or it better be overdubbed. I don't want to read a movie. That's stupid, blah, blah, blah. To just being like, no, let's really like immerse ourselves in here and see a different point of view of horror, because, sometimes, like something that's an American horror movie might be very influenced by another country, so some of that vibe comes through, you know? And then other times it could be flip flopped, where it's like, you know, a very Japanese, like a straight up Japanese horror movie could be very influenced by some Western influences and stuff like that. And I really believe that, like, as far as like the European horror, as far as like, especially Italy and stuff like that, like in America, I think they really, really fucking swap spit back and forth quite a bit and take inspiration from each other. Just when it really comes to like gore and shit like that, the violence. I think America and Italy were definitely touch tips a lot when it comes to like the thriller giallo type deal, where, you know, I talked about it before, where it's like you got the Italian giallo, which gets very violent, very bloody and everything, but then you have something like Basic Instinct, which is like a giallo, a little less, like it's got some of that mystery. I'm gonna actually go with Sliver, because Sliver almost adds a little more mystery and a little more of that giallo type style and everything, but it's not as, it's like it's still got some violence, not as violent, it's not as bloody and everything, but they're very like, they're touching tips, they trade back and forth. Because I've seen some American movies that are like very giallo-esque that get pretty violent and everything, and then vice versa, you know, with a more watered down giallo from Italy. But yeah, this movie, and it's like the Muse song. I don't know. Muse isn't really one of those bands that I'm like big into, but like this song is like hella cool. I like how it builds, and it's like it kind of really, you know, it follows the tone of the film, where it's like, okay, yeah, you know, a little like light and everything, and then it's like, wah, you know, and the song just sounds cool because it's like, I don't know, I like that almost garage rocky fucking type shit like that, and like semi garage rocky. I don't know how to explain it, you know, like almost post punkish garage rock stuff deal, like the Killers and everything. But yeah, some of the other music, you know, just straight up French stuff. I like how there's that one song that has like the crooner, the French crooner and everything singing. But yeah, I really love how it builds too, you know, and just the interplay, like the like, oh man, just that scene with that fucking saw too. That, oh my god, the effect on that. Just, I love how too, when like, I don't know, I don't know what I expect every time. I don't even know what I expected the first time, but I feel like I expected motherfucker to take that fucking saw and maybe just and then go in or something. But how it comes up and it's just like bam, bam, and just in, and it's like, oh fuck, it's very intense. And then just the whole like fucking him destroying that dude with that saw was just like, that was like, for the gore hound in me, I was like, that's so great, you know, so much blood, and just you know, that was really great, you know. And I don't know, I just like how the movie plays too, where it's like when you watch it the second time, it's like, well, you know, why is this guy so paranoid that he's going to go, like, okay, yes, he might check the room upstairs, but why is he like checking to see if anybody used the sink? And maybe somebody did use the sink up there that lived there already, you know. Anyway, it's like, because her mind, you know, it's all in her mind. It's like fucking her one personality like fucking with her other personality or something, because those two personalities have to know they exist. They have to know that they are there. So it's like, it's almost kind of weird, like this is something that maybe happens in her head quite a bit, or plays out somewhat somehow or whatever. But like, I don't know, it's such a trippy fucking movie. I really, really dig it. And you know, you don't have to like the twist, because it does like just kind of come out of nowhere. I like how they did the twist though, where it's like they could have made it a big old fucking thing, right? Like this big old thing where it's like, oh, you know, you see a lot of movies where a twist will happen and all of a sudden it'll like flash back to certain things and it's like, oh shit, shit, shit. But just how it's one scene on that fucking cam at that goddamn gas station where it's like you see the guy that works at the gas station getting ready to grab the liquor and you like know he's gonna get it with that fucking axe and you see that it's her. And then she just does this weird fucking thing and looks at the camera. And then it's back to like, hey, Alex, I saved you. I saved you. Maria's here to save you. I killed the bad man, you know. We can be happy now. You know, I just love how it's just like that one scene to give it away. Like, give it away finally. Because, boom, like I said, at the beginning of the movie, within the first like 5 minutes, it gives it away. I love it. But like that scene that like ultimately gives it away, and then just to cut to like we know that she's fucking psychotic and she put her fucking friend Alex in there and she killed her friend Alex's fucking family and all that bullshit. You know, the shotgun to her little brother. You know, all that shit. We know all that now, and for her to just be like so fucking psychotic that she's like, I killed the guy. We're gonna be okay. You know, and just blah. It's just fucking great. Now, really quick here, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to watch next, and for episode 27. 27. It's going to be a little movie called where is it out on the front here? Stanley. Yeah, you can't read that Stanley on the back here. Stanley. I have it in like I'm pretty sure I could get a DVD or Blu-ray copy outside of this, but this is what I have it in at the moment. This little 12 cult classic feature Gore House Grades. A lot of other movies on here, some good ones, and some like I can't wait to do The Madmen of Mandoris. That one is Hitler's Head in a Jar is fucking hilarious. But you know, these are movies that I will be doing eventually. So I actually have a lot more movies here than I thought, just having these little sets. So I have a lot to choose from. But Stanley, it's actually a pretty cool little fucking movie. It's like definitely from 1972. A little bit of an eco type thriller horror deal, but we'll talk about that later. But High Tension, like I very much recommend it. You know, it was the breakout movie for Alexander and Gregory, where it really got people to take a look at him worldwide. You know, and fucking, I think it's great. I'm really glad that, you know, this threw them out there because they've come out with some really great movies afterwards, you know, and like High Tension, Hot Tension, Switchblade Romance is fucking brutal and nice. I think whether or not, you know, a lot of people like it or not, that this is at least, you know, going to be one of those movies that down the road a lot of people are going to be like, whoa, man, that movie from back then was pretty fucking brutal and shit. And especially you got to watch the unrated one. And I think it's a solid horror classic, a modern horror classic. Although I can't remember what year this came out, so I don't know how modern it would be now. I keep forgetting that this is 2023 and this came out probably like 20 fucking years ago, which makes it a little bit old now. I'm an old man. Look at all this gray. I'm an old man. I'm an old man with fuzzy face. I'm an old fuzzy face man. That was my nickname in high school. Oh, here comes old fuzzy face man. Made no sense. I was clean shaven. I used Nair on my face every day. No, I didn't. That would be ridiculous. That would probably burn my fucking face off. I'd probably have no lips right now. I would just be growing facial hair to grow around my mouth to make it look like so nobody could see that I had no lips, and it would just look like a 70s porn vagina. It would just be fucking gross, like with teeth. That would be gross. It'd be like my mouth would have been 70s poon with teeth. So I'm glad I didn't put Nair on my face. Don't put Nair on your face. Just don't do it. But yeah, I really fucking love this movie, and I really, really recommend it. If you haven't seen it, like, there's two types of people people like me that don't give a shit about spoilers, I want to see it. So it's like, if it gives it away and it's like, okay, you know, whatever. But to see it, to actually see everything play out is a lot different than hearing it. So there's people that don't mind, and there's other people that don't want to hear any spoilers. Well, too bad you heard a lot of spoilers, but if you haven't seen it, fucking watch it. It's great. It's amazing. And, you know, if you have seen it and you like it, fucking, hopefully this inspires you to watch it again and enjoy it all over again like I did. But, yeah, that's enough yapping about a lovely, lovely Haute, a fucking great French film. I'm pretty sure I've signed your pity on the runny kind pretty well this time. So with a little skippity doodle kappa chow, I'm gonna get out of here now and stop yapping about this. I'm kind of tired anyway. I want to go chill. But yeah, tippy tie, my damies. I'll see you next time. This has been Reviewedly Interrupted with me, your host, Pootie. I'm out, bitches. La bitches. La bitches. La bitches. La bitches. La bitches.